Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Today we're out in the garden doing some harvesting. I have not harvested anything that I remember within the last 2 weeks, so I'm overdue. So let's see what's ready to harvest in the garden. Pulled a whole branch. So the snapdragons are way beyond past their prime. It's time to pull them out. It was probably time to pull them out months ago, but they were still blooming for me, so I left them in. But now they're looking really bad. The foliage is just, they're done. Look at all that. I'm not gonna try to treat that. They are good to come out. Now, snapdragons do overwinter in my garden. I'm not planning to overwinter them in this bed because this is my daughter's bed, so I want her to be able to plant new stuff every single year and not have something taking up this much space in her little garden bed. So I want her to have space to plant what she wants in the next spring. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out while we're out here gardening. That bed looks so much better now. The snapdragons are out. I wouldn't be surprised if some reseeded in this bed the next spring, because snapdragons are really, they seed readily. They drop a bunch of seeds and they're a really good plant. At least for me in my garden, they've been pretty tough little plants. I mean, they survived from spring until now. It's almost October, so they did really good for me this year. I pulled this pepper that looks like it's rotting from the bottom. I don't know what happened there, but I don't see any reason why it would do that, but I'm sure there's some sort of reason. So I just harvested some pole bean pods, and there's still so many more to get. With the rain that we've had, the pods got re-moistened. So I'm taking some that feel mostly dry, but look, there's a seed. I'm gonna be saving as many of these as I can. We really did enjoy pole beans this year. They tasted really good. We are still getting new beans, which is really cool. But one thing this year that I did not do, I didn't plant enough of them, enough to have solely just a pole bean side dish for dinner. It was always, we added the poles with the bush beans that we planted over there. So next year I definitely want to plant more of the pole beans. They looked really great on this trellis here, and I definitely want to do this, repeat this planting again for sure. I also want to share with you, my squash vines had and still have squash vine borers. Let me show you. See that damage down there? But I didn't pull them out. I left them up, and you know, because I had some acorn squash on one of these vines down here, and I wanted the acorn squash to kind of, as far as I could get it to dry up on the vine, that's what I wanted to happen. So I left the vines in. I didn't spray them, but I just continued to water as usual. And I've got new little, I believe these are pumpkins coming in, and right here. And these vines have had squash vine borers like probably since July is when I noticed the damage. It was like probably late June, July, and I left them in, and we're still getting squash. So I'm gonna try to keep this plant going until I can harvest these two squashes here. I've never left a vine in after having squash vine borers on it, so this is just a test to see what happens, see how it goes. I'm so far so good, because this one is growing really well. And then I just noticed this one, so I'm going to keep an eye on him. But all in all, I'm pretty excited. Now this Vego Garden tomato tower, I ended up taking the tomato out of this and taking the trellis off. The tomato was done. I was done with it. It was done with life. It was kind of on the tail end, and we're at the tail end of September, so it makes sense for that plant to be done. This container right here will be next, but I'm trying to see if I can get, I don't know if it'll happen, but these passion flower fruits, I would love for them to ripen. However, given the look of the plant right now, I don't know if that's gonna happen. The plant is, you know, kind of dying out. No fault of its own, probably something I did, but there's two fruits over here, one there, and then there's one here, and I was just really hoping they would survive for me. There's also a fruit back there that's already dried up. Look, wrinkly. So that guy's a goner. I don't know if there'd be any seeds in there, but in my experience, germinating passion flower vine seeds is horrible. I've only been able to germinate one seed successfully, just one seed. So I don't do it anymore. I just buy them. It's easier that way. I think most growers are probably taking cuttings and rooting them to get the plant. So yeah, I've harvested tomatoes. I'm trying to take all the tomatoes I can. Some of them are already gone bad. We've had a lot of tomato drop just from us not harvesting as quickly as possible. So some things dropped, hit the ground, and are reseeding. Right there you can see a bunch of tomato seeds. There's some tomatoes on the ground here where things have fallen. So when this bed is completely empty, I will go through and like rake up this soil, add new stuff on top, and I'll pull up what I can and get rid of any excess tomatoes that are on top of the soil, so that we don't have too many popping up. There will be some, it's just what happens, but yeah, so pretty soon these beds will be emptied out. My basil, I'm gonna cut them down at the stem, dry them, and use them this fall probably, or this winter probably, for the chicken, for their nesting boxes, and just to add to their feed. Basil's really good for them. I have another basil over here that I'm gonna do the same, cut down at the top, hang it upside down to dry, and then use those leaves. This bed is nearly empty, so we've got a few things lingering. I will have to come back through here when I add new soil and pull these onions out and replant them after when I add the new soil in, because they're kind of dropped low with the soil level in here, and this sage as well will have to be dug up and replanted back in the bed. So lots of work to be done, but it's a sign of the season ending. I'm ready for it. I know that as soon as the season's closed, I'm going to be wanting to do more gardening, but it's okay to take a break and to rest. And then also I can, worry about my stuff that I planted this fall. So there's plenty to do. So let's check out our harvest. We've got our beans, we've got jalapenos, we've got Thai chilies, so many peppers, more than we even know what to do with. A couple strawberries that I'm gonna give to the chickens. I'm sure they'll enjoy that. I have another bed in the front area over there that we're gonna go and see what's ready to harvest. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that you saw in the video today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.